Namaste everybody. Welcome back again to JD Healing Vibes Chakra video series. And tonight we are going to do a Yoga Asana video, and we're going to be focusing on the Heart Chakra, Anahata Chakra in Sanskrit. So the Heart Chakra is the fourth energy center of the human energy system, and it sits midway between the three lower or grounding chakras and the three higher, more spiritual chakras. So we're actually in that beautiful balanced position where we're working on both aspects in balancing the physical with the spiritual energies. So if you remember the little diagram here, we started down with the base chakra, and then we moved up to the pelvic chakra, and then the solar plexus chakra. So there were the three grounding chakras. And here we have, sitting right in the middle, the Heart Chakra, Anahata Chakra, sitting in the middle, and the three higher chakras, which we will move up to progressively, sitting above this chakra. So the Heart Chakra is specifically located in and around this chest area of the human anatomy and also the human energy system. So it encompasses on the physical level the area of the chest, this area of the chest, and all of the organs within the chest, such as the heart and the lungs and the rib cage, also the gland, being the major gland being the thymus gland in the chest. It also encompasses the shoulders, the arms, and the hands and the fingers. And then at the back, we're focusing on the thoracic spine and the upper back area that encompasses the shoulder blades and all of the anatomical elements at the back as well. So when we're working with the Yoga Asana, we're going to be particularly working on asana that help to stimulate, open up, and strengthen all of these areas of the physical body. When we're working on the energetic level, the Heart Chakra is working on encouraging development of the higher level emotions. And those emotions include the emotions of unconditional love, forgiveness, compassion, humility, and also a lightness of spirit, love, joy, balance, harmony, all of those elements. And we're working on balancing the giving and the receiving elements. And so through the hands and the fingers in particularly, the emotional energies or exchange of these energies taking place particularly through the physical elements of the hands. So the left hand is associated with the receiving side, and it's the more feminine side and the more submissive side. And then the right side is the giving side, which is the more active, masculine and more powerful side, the more active side. And as always, we're working on bringing about a harmony and balance between all of these different energetic elements. So tonight we're going to be doing, as I said, the Asana class, and this class will take probably around about 30 to 40 minutes, and we'll be doing standing, sitting and reclining work, and then there will be a separate complementary meditation practice that you can either do right after the physical class or you may choose to do it at some other time. You can do it at any time, and we'll be doing a beautiful Heart Sutra meditation practice when we're doing that particular element. So please join me for the first session, which will be the standing part of the class. Now, with this standing part of the class, we're going to be particularly using a wall. So you'll need to not only have your mat, but also have a nice space of wall about the size of the wall that I've got here behind me, because this is going to help us to create good alignment and also work on the opening up aspect of the chest and the shoulder area. So we need to have a wall space and also your yoga mat. In addition to that, it is also going to be important to have a couple of little props, or perhaps just one of these little props, either a little sort of stand like a footstool, or you can even use, if you have one, a yoga block, because we're going to be using that as a little support for one of the wall practices. So if you would like to just take a couple of minutes to get yourself set up and ready, finding those props and also clearing a bit of wall space, and then come back and join me for this standing session for the Heart Chakra. So the first thing that we're going to do in this class is just take a few moments to loosen up a little bit, and just starting with a gentle swing, just loosening up the spine. And then standing well, and some shoulder releases by shrugging up and down. And then gently and slowly rolling the shoulders, alternate and alternating the other way. And relaxing the shoulders back and down and standing well. So I'd like to introduce you to a breathing practice, or pranayama, that is really fantastic heart chakra, awakening, stimulating, energizing pranayama. Now, this one is also very good for helping to relieve congestion in the lungs, in the upper chest, and also right up, even up into the lower part of the larynx, pharynx area. So if you're suffering from mucus in the chest or in the throat area, it's a really good one to help release that as well. It's a stimulating, activating and energizing practice for stimulating the thymus gland, which helps to really awaken the body and the circulatory system. So obviously heart, lungs, thymus gland particularly we're working on with this practice. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to stand in mountain posture, Tadasana, and we're going to be working with cupped hands, because when we're doing this chest tapping movement, when we tap all the way up and down the chest area, by using the cupped hands, we're getting a little bit of suction to draw out that mucus and congestion if there is any. And it also helps to stimulate the exchange of the gases within the lungs. So we're going to be doing a very deep, slow breath in through the nose. We're going to hold the breath in. We're going to tap up and then down, holding the breath in, and then relax as we exhale. So that's the procedure. If you have any heart issues, or if you are particularly short of breath, you just time the breathing in and holding the breath so that it's comfortable for you. Especially if you do have heart or high blood pressure problems, don't hold your breath for too long, especially don't make yourself become uncomfortable in the head. If you feel dizziness or discomfort, just release the practice and just take a couple of relaxed breaths in and out if you need to. So I'm going to show you how this works without the commentary. So I'll do one round for you, and then we'll do a few rounds of chest tapping together. So I've got my cupped hands. So I'm going to take a slow, deep breath in through my nose. Breathing out also through the nose if possible. So you try and cover as much area of the lungs coming up and the chest, and then coming down again as much as you can, and you tap nice and vigorously. And we're doing obviously the front of the body, and that's the easiest thing to do yourself on your own body. You can also get somebody to do the back of your lungs as well, in the same way, especially if you really do have some congestion like bronchitis, etc., that really needs some work on the back of the lungs as well. So, but we're going to work on the front ourselves for this particular practice. So let's do 3 rounds together. Just remember, adjust the timing of the breaths if you need to, especially if you've got any of those issues, heart issues, breathing difficulties, or high blood pressure. So we've got the cupped hands, and we're going to take a deep breath in. Hold the breath in. And relax as you exhale deeply, if you can, through the nose. And just relax, breathe in and out after you've done that 1 round. And then we're going to do the 2nd round. So having the cupped hands ready again, take a slow, deep breath in. Holding in. Slow, deep exhalation through the nose if you can. Just relax, breathing normally in and out for a few rounds. Just remember, when you're doing your tapping, to cover as much of the lung area as you can with that tapping movement, and going right up to the throat area, so you get that area in the lower larynx and pharynx area. So we're going to do 1 more together. So take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it in. And a slow, deep exhale through the nose once again. And then just breathing in and out. Relaxed breaths in and out, and release. And then have a little swing once again. Relax and loosen the arms. Good. And then bring your shoulders towards your ears, keeping them up there, and then gently and slowly roll your head just to release any tension from the neck, and then reverse and rotating the other direction, coming back to center and relaxing shoulders down. So the next thing we're going to do, particularly we're going to work on the arms and the shoulders, and we're going to do some arm and shoulder movements, coordinating with slow, deep breaths, so our full yoga breathing as well. These ones are nice and relaxed, and we're working on flexibility and opening up of the chest in particular when we're doing these arm movements. So once again, if you can stand in Tadasana, mountain posture, feet about hip width apart, as I might stand back so you can see a little bit more of the leg area. So just making sure the toes are nice and spread, bottom and tummy tucked in gently, bringing your shoulders right up, roll them back and relax them down. And then turn your palms to face outwards, taking a slow deep breath in, bringing your arms up nice and slowly in time with the breath, bringing palms together and stretching up towards the ceiling. Turn your palms to face outwards, and then bringing the palms of the hand together and linking your thumbs. On your exhalation, slowly bringing your arms down to rest so that your hands just rest sitting up on the top of your head. Now this one we want to work the shoulders, so you're pressing your elbows outwards and backwards. You can feel those shoulder blades squeezing. Just breathe in and out naturally. And then inhaling, stretch your arms upwards again, unclasp the hands, and then you're going to clasp them the other way. So make sure you reverse your hand movement. Palms together, clasp the thumbs. Exhaling slowly, bending the elbows and bringing your hands once again to rest on top of your head. Drawing those elbows back as much as you can. And again, just breathing in and out. And then breathing in, stretching up, unclasping. Exhale, slowly bringing your arms down. And we're continuing to bring them down. And then taking our arms behind us, and we're going to clasp the hands and bring the palms towards each other. So I'm just going to turn around, give you a little bit of a close-up of my hands. So what we're trying to do is get the palms of the hands as close to each other as we can, index fingers pointing down, and then we're drawing the shoulders right back so you can puff the chest out. So this is really working on opening up those shoulders. Just taking some deep breaths in and out. And then just to make it a little stronger if you want to, we breathe in and raise the arms up. And you're just taking your arms up as high as you can go without straining. And again, this is going to work the shoulder flexibility. And then exhaling, bring the arms down beside you. Release your hands. Turn your palms outwards, taking a slow deep breath in. Raise your arms up. Once again, palms together, stretching up. Just relax the shoulders down if you can. And then on your exhalation, bending the elbows, bringing your hands to rest in prayer position on the top of your head. Again, we want to press the elbows back so we're getting that shoulder work, squeezing shoulder blades towards each other. And then breathing in, taking your arms out to shoulder height and joining your index finger and thumbs on each hand. And then rotating your arms so the palms face down, and continue to rotate your arms until your palms are facing as far up toward the ceiling as you can, keeping the arms at shoulder height if you can. Rotate the palms down again, and then we're going to go the other way. So you're rotating the arms until your palms are turning as far up and back as you can. And then rotating, palms to face down. Exhale, slowly lower the arms down beside you. Just relax. Give your shoulders a little roll once again, those alternate shoulder rotations, and reverse the direction. And then hands on your waist, gently rotating your bottom, just to loosen up and lubricate the hips, the lower back area, and then reverse, going the other way, coming back to center. So now, the first of our actual wall supported postures that we're going to do, and I call this one the yoga chair against the wall. So this one we're going to particularly be working on actually expanding and opening up the shoulders. Is a really good one for your posture. So it helps to prevent that slumping, slouching, humpy sort of effect at the top of the shoulder area, which you can often get as you age. And also people often get it if they're using poor posture when they're doing work on the computer or on your phones or any screen work. it counteracts all of those bad postural habits that we get into. This one is also going to not just work on this heart and opening up this centre, but it's a good one for also really bringing some energy into the legs and helping to strengthen the quadricep muscles. So what we're going to do is we're going to step back and bring the back fully against the wall, including your shoulder blades, and rolling your shoulders back and down. Your feet should be about hip width apart, and they should be stepping a little bit away from the wall. So probably my feet are about 12 centimetres away from the wall. And then you're going to start with your hands just resting on your thighs, taking a deep breath in, and then on your exhalation, begin sliding your back down the wall, bending the knees. At this point, you can also start to shift your feet forward a little bit, just to allow you to get into a good chair position. Ideally, we want the thighs parallel to the ground. You're going to be engaging those thigh muscles. At any stage, if you need to come out of this, just before we do the shoulder element, I'm just going to show you how to come out of it, because it might get quite strong on your quads. You're going to bring your hands onto the wall, take the weight on your hands and just simply straighten the legs, and then you push the bottom off the wall and come out of it that way. And that is just helping to protect from any knee sort of overextension of the knees. So I'm going to come back down into that position again. I'm just sitting in that nice strong chair position. We want to really firmly engage the core. So we're sort of pressing the lower back in a little bit more towards the wall, and the shoulder blade should be in contact with the wall. Now this first position, your sort of head touching the back of your head too against the wall. This is the strongest position with the arms extended vertically. So we're going to take a deep breath in, raising the arms and bringing the back of the hands as close as you can towards the wall. Extending the fingers, stretching the arms. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Remember to keep that core engaged. And then it's not quite as strong, but it's still a good little challenging one, is to bend the elbows and bring your upper arms into the parallel to the ground position. And then again, you're trying to press the back of your hands toward the wall. That's where you get the extra shoulder work. So you can release it by just bringing the hands away from the wall a bit, and then work it a little bit more by bringing the back of the hands toward the wall. Keeping the neck nice and straight, chin parallel to the ground. Just taking a couple more slow, deep breaths, in and out. And then just slowly bring your arms down, relax, and then remember, we're going to come out of this in that way that I showed you before. So we're going to place the hands on the wall first, press. Take the weight on the hands and slowly straighten the legs, bottom still on the wall, and then press your hands and push yourself away from the wall. And that way we avoid any issues with the knees. And then let's just release a little, so a little bit of a swing. And once again, we'll do some shoulder rolls. This one's obviously really strong on the shoulders, working on opening up the chest. And reverse the direction. And then once again, do some bottom circling. And going the other way. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to do a couple more standing postures using the wall, and then that will be the end of our standing sequence tonight. So the first one we're going to do Reclining Asana, or the triangle posture. Now this one we're going to be doing not a really extended version, because we really want to focus on the opening up of the chest and good alignment for this. So for this one, you're going to step back with your back against the wall, and your feet will be a little away from the wall, so perhaps about 5 centimetres away from the wall. You're going to step now, I'm doing a mirror image, so you're going to step your left foot forward and your right foot back. You're going to have the legs straight, and you're going to have your right toes pointing in the direction of the left. And see how I've got just my legs not really wide apart, just about this level apart. The important thing with this posture is that we're really working on keeping both buttocks on the wall, and then we're also keeping both shoulder blades on the wall. We want to keep both shoulder blades on the wall throughout this posture. Right, ready to go. Taking a deep breath in, bring your arms up to shoulder height position. As you exhale, start to lean towards the left, and we want to keep that buttock, this buttock, the right buttock and the right shoulder blade on the wall. And you're extending out as far as you can. Keep the legs straight. And then turn left palm to face forward, and very slowly coming down and bringing your left hand to rest somewhere on the left leg. Once again, keeping the top hip, top shoulder blade on the wall. Now, touching the right shoulder, breathing in, stretching your right arm vertically up. And as long as your neck's okay, looking toward that top palm, or you look forward or down if you're feeling discomfort in the neck. Taking some deep breaths and really focusing on this top shoulder, top hip, keeping them in contact with the wall as long as you can. Right, now to come out of it, we've got to engage the core, especially around the belly area. Breathing in, slowly coming up, engaging the core, keeping shoulder blades, buttocks on the wall. Exhale, bring your arms down slowly, and then turning the left toes inwards. We're just going to walk the feet back, have a little rest, just a little bit of a shake of the legs. So you can see that you're opening up the chest when you do that. So it's really good one for releasing tension around the shoulders and allowing those lungs to expand. Opens the heart, opens the lungs. A little bit of a bottom rotation again. This also does work on this core area too, so we want to just release that a little. And then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to step up towards the other end of the mat, and we're going to reverse. So again, you're going to have your back against the wall. You're going to step the right foot forward a little, right toes pointing towards the right, and then left toes should angle towards the right. And remember your heels, they're about 6 centimetres, 5 centimetres away from the wall. That's allowing for the buttocks, because the buttocks, we want the buttocks to stay in contact with the wall. So remember, both buttocks, both shoulder blades stay in contact with the wall, legs are straight. Breathing in, bring your arms to shoulder height. As you exhale, so we're starting to stretch over towards the right side. So remember, leaning towards the right, keeping this left shoulder, left buttock on the wall. Turning right palm to face forward and bringing the right palm down onto the leg, wherever it lands. Touching the left shoulder, breathing in, stretching your left arm vertically up and looking toward the top palm if you can. Focus on pressing that top shoulder blade and top buttock, this buttock, right against the wall. Deep breaths. Change your head position if your neck is uncomfortable. Just keep breathing. Keep engaging that core as well. Right. Really focus on engaging the core. Inhale, come up slowly. Exhaling, bring your arms down. Turn the right toes in, walking back slowly. Have a little shake of your legs. Once again, just all those releases again, so bottom rotations. and reverse. And some alternate shoulder rotations as well. And reverse. Beautiful. All right, so that was Trikonasana, and that's the side angle posture. So we are now going to do, the side stretching triangle posture, that one. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the standing half moon posture. And you remember that I told you that we were going to need a little prop for one of these asana. This is the one where we will use it. So if you have a yoga block, you can use that. I actually find I've got a little meditation stool that is exactly the right height for me. And so I'm going to actually use that. But you can use your yoga block on the different height levels. So it could be just on the lower level, or so the lower level flat like that. Or if you need a bit more elevation, up on that height, or higher elevation up on the vertical. So, and this is for extending your arm in this Ardha Chandrasana, or half moon posture. Most people don't have a long enough arm to be able to touch the floor when we go into this posture. And we also want to create some stability. It's got a little bit of a balance element to it. So it is better if you can have a little support that you're going to end up touching and using that to keep yourself nice and stable and well aligned. So we will be starting off very similar towards the triangle posture. You're going to have your support up at this end of the mat, and it can vary depending on how tall you are. So I usually have it just a little away from the top edge, and then coming down towards the other side of the mat. And once again, starting like we did with triangle posture. So both buttocks on the wall, both shoulder blades are going to be on the wall. We're going to attempt to keep the shoulder blades and the buttocks on the wall throughout this one as well. All right, and we're going to be reaching over to this little support that we've got here. So take the feet similar, they're the same position as you have for triangle. So the left foot, turn to the left, right foot angled also to the left as well. Breathing in, arms come up to shoulder height. On your exhalation, we're going to once again lean towards the left, keeping both buttocks, both shoulder blades on the wall. And then you're just going to rest your right arm on the right side of your body initially. So we're going to bend the left knee and then push forward, and coming off that right foot, bring your left hand to rest on your little support. If you need to just adjust where it is, you do that. Straighten this left leg. And then we really want to focus on both buttocks on the wall, both shoulder blades on the wall. Touching the right shoulder. Breathing in, stretching up with the right arm. And again, you're trying to make everything nice and well aligned. Usually with this one, just looking forward because it's quite a strong one. We want to keep breathing deeply. We want the neck in line with the spine as well. Try and have your leg parallel to the ground. That's the right leg for you. Some deep breaths, keeping shoulder, buttocks on the wall. Good. Now to come out of it, bringing the top arm down. So we're coming out of it the way we went into it. Bending the left knee and just carefully lower the right foot to the floor. Inhale, coming up slowly. Exhale, bring your arms down. Turn the left toes inwards and just walking back, feet once again. Have a little shake, little rest before we do the other side. So once again, shoulders, little rolls, and bottom circling. Just nice release of the lower back. A little bit of a massage to the lower back too, because we are working more of that area quite strongly too. This one does have, again, it's that same element where we're opening up the chest. We're just putting a little bit more of a balance practice with this one as well. So doing the other side, you're going to take your little support and place it in the same position but at the other end of the mat, and then coming up to this end of the mat. So again, taking up that triangle position, so your feet are a little apart and you're turning your right toes to the right, angle left toes to the left, heels about 5 or 6 centimetres from the wall. Both buttocks, both shoulder blades against the wall. Inhaling, bring your arms up to shoulder height. On your exhalation, so we're going to stretch out slowly towards that right side, bringing your left arm to rest on the left thigh, and then bending the right knee, carefully lifting up the left leg and bringing your right hand to rest down on that little support. Just adjust it if you need to. Top shoulder, top hip, top buttock on the wall. Your left leg parallel to the ground if possible. Touch left shoulder, breathing in, stretching the arm up, open the chest, feeling that lovely, strong, open position. Just taking some deep breaths in and out. Just make sure your neck is comfortable. Usually for this one, just looking forward. Focus on the breath. Good. And then bringing the left arm down first. Bending the right knee, so carefully bring the left foot down. Inhale, come up slowly, engage the core. Exhale, bringing the arms down. And then turning right toes in. Walk the back toes back, or feet back slowly. Have a little shake. And then a little rotation of the hips again. Going the other way. Massage again that lower back area. And then let's just finally release those shoulders a little bit and reverse. And just gently and loosely swinging from side to side. Good. So that completes the standing elements for this Heart Chakra Yoga Asana class. So you can choose to just have a little break, perhaps have some water, and then when you're ready, come back and we will do the seated and the reclining part of the class. And once again, we will be working on opening up the chest, the lungs, and releasing, stretching the shoulders as well. Here we are back again to do our seated asana class for the Heart Chakra. So we're first of all going to do a little bit of loosening movements, and then I've particularly got 2 asana sequences that are going to work on the chest, shoulder, thoracic spine in particular. So let's begin just by releasing and stretching the legs out. Just give them a good shake, bending your knees, a pat to the thighs, the inner thighs and the knees, and then letting yourself relax back and flop the knees, the feet in and out. Bring your feet together and gently rocking as you lift your buttock from side to side. And if you want to do a little bit stronger, coming up, so this one will work your shoulders and your arms as part of the Heart Chakra, and a little gentle twist from side to side. And then coming back to the center and bringing bottom down and coming into your staff posture. So extending your legs, leaning forward, pulling the buttocks out from underneath, and then coming up and sitting in the center in a nice upright position. Just realizing I'm just not quite getting the legs in the frame, so let's just move that back a little bit. That's better. Good. All right. So now what we're going to be doing first of all is the pose of relaxation sequence. And this one has a lot of upper body movements which are working on this whole heart chakra area. We're also going to be working the hips, the thighs and the legs quite strongly as well, so it is a generally good workout for all of those areas. But today I'm particularly focusing on the work that we're getting on this upper body area for this one. You may wish to have a little cushion support because sometimes that can be handy just to put up underneath one or other buttock should you need that little bit of support. So have that handy if you need it. So we're going to open the legs just a little bit, and I'm going to start for you by bending. So you've got to be bending your left leg because we're doing a mirror image here. And we're going to, if we can, bring the heel up, tucking it into the groin. If you're finding that's uncomfortable for your leg, you can stretch the leg out if the knee is not so good. And then we're going to lean over towards this left side and carefully bend the right leg back, and then coming and sitting up nice and straight as much as we can. Again, if this knee doesn't like that position, you can work with the legs stretched out if need be. We want the right foot comfortable, so you can either have it to the side or you can have top of the foot on the floor if you're okay with that foot stretch. And you are going to get this work into the hip joint for this one. If you find you're collapsing this way a little bit too much, then that's where the cushion comes under that left buttock, just to prop you up and make sure you're in good alignment. So the first movement we're going to do is a beautiful relaxation position. So you're going to turn towards your left, placing your hands on your left leg. When we do this one, we're going to really focus on getting a lovely massage to the chest, the heart, all of these, the thymus gland as well, because we're going to be pressing against the thigh. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, bringing your hands onto the floor, slowly lower the belly down as you walk your hands forward and gradually bringing the chest down onto your thigh. For this one, especially if you're pregnant, don't squeeze. You can perhaps do this movement if you want, but don't squeeze down on your belly area, so you'll have to keep a little further away. So everyone else, we just bring the whole of the chest down, try and get your shoulders nice and level, neck in line with the spine. We'll just do a little spinal stretch there, really extending the arms if you can. And you're just breathing in and out in a nice relaxed way. And then we're going to make fists, place one fist on top of the other, and then rest your forehead on the top fist. And we're going to keep the pressure on the chest in particular. So keep pressing your chest down into the thigh. It's getting that chest, heart, a lovely pumping massage there. And you just again breathing into a nice relaxed way. And then bring your hands to the floor and inhaling, slowly coming up, turning back around to face forward. You can release your legs at any stage if you need to, of course. So we're going to go and do another type of spinal movement. This one's a side stretch. And this one's particularly good for the lungs, the side of the lungs, and the rib cage, expanding that area. Taking your right hand to your left leg and your left hand turns outwards. Breathing in, raise your left arm and you bring it up to your ear, and then on your exhalation you're just gently pressing towards that right shoulder and then turning to look to the left ceiling, focusing on some nice deep breaths You feel this lovely expansion through this whole side of the rib cage and the lung area. Breathing in, coming back to the center, and then exhaling, lowering the left arm down, and then we're going to swap the arms over. So we're going to clasp in between the right thigh and calf, and then sitting up nice and tall, making that spine lovely and straight. And we're going to do, this time, a spinal twist. So the spinal twist is going to work on really just releasing tension all the way down the spine and work on the upper thoracic back and shoulder area too. Stretching, right arm forward, turn the palm out. Breathing in, taking your right arm to the right, and you're going to follow your hands, your fingers, as you take your arm back and bringing the right hand onto the floor and looking towards the right side, and then try and keep nice and centered, keeping both buttocks on the floor. And then if you want to work that right shoulder a little bit more, you're taking your right arm around the back of your waist, clasping around the waist or the left thigh, and keep looking towards that right side. Keep the chin parallel to the ground. Breathing deeply. And then releasing, stretching the right arm out, and then on your exhalation, coming back slowly around to the forward position. Release, just give the shoulders a little bit of a shrug, and alternate roll of the shoulders, and then go the other way. And then bringing your right hand to your left leg, or left knee, sorry, stretching the left arm out. So this is the reverse of the twist. Again, we're going to be working this side now, the left side. Turn the left palm out, taking a deep, slow breath in, watching your fingers, taking left arm back, so your upper body follows, all the way back as far as you can, bringing left hand to the floor, and looking over the left shoulder. Try and keep centered as much as you can. And then taking your left arm around the back of the waist. You can catch your right thigh. That's even better because we're working on that left shoulder a little bit more. Deep breaths. And then release. Stretch left arm out, and then slowly return as you exhale. Back to center, bring that arm down, just again release the shoulders, and reverse. And then we're going to come out of it carefully, so you're leaning over towards the left, stretching the right leg out first, and then gently release and stretch the left leg out. And let's a little massage all of the areas that we worked, especially that right view, it's that right thigh, hip area, a little massage around the lower back area, and roll the shoulders because we did all that nice chest shoulder work. And ready to do the other side. I'm just going to move forward a little bit because I ran out a little bit of space with the wall, so let's hope we don't do that this time. Have your cushion handy if you, because you might need to do the little support on the other side. So we're going to open the legs again, not too wide, just a little bit, and then this time you're going to be bending your right leg and tucking right heel into the groin. Remember, work with the legs straight if that knee is uncomfortable. And then leaning, so I would have that cushion handy just in case we need it. So leaning over the right, carefully bending the left leg back, adjusting the foot so that it's in that comfortable position. Again, if it's too strong, stretch the leg out. If the hip doesn't like it, the knee doesn't like it, you can do these movements with straight legs if need be. So that relaxation pose, bringing the hands onto the right knee, and your body is going to face over that right thigh. Breathe in deeply. On your exhalation, hands come to the floor and we're slowly moving forward. Bring the tummy down first and then the chest pressing down onto that right thigh. Neck in line with the spine, shoulders level. Press, press, press into the chest because we want to get that lovely massaging effect in that heart area. And you're just breathing in a relaxed way, getting a lovely spinal stretch by extending the arms. And then making fists, place one fist on top of the other, then resting your forehead on the top fist. Relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Take some deep breaths in and out. Focus on pressing your chest into your thigh. So we're getting that lovely massage. Bring your hands to the floor, breathing in, coming up slowly and turning around to face forward again. So position, if you needed that support, it would go under that right thigh if you were in need of that support. So now we're going to do the side stretching movement. This time we'll be opening up the rib cage on this side. So your left hand goes on your right knee. Turn your right palm outwards. Breathing in, raise the right arm, so we're bringing it up to level with your ear. On your exhalation, moving towards your upper body, towards that left shoulder and looking toward the right ceiling. So we open up, we want to get that lovely stretch all the way up through the rib cage, up through the arm, right up to the fingertips. Deep breaths in and out. Breathing in, come back up to center, and then exhaling, lower the arm down, and then swapping arms over. So this time it's your right hand, clasp in between the left thigh and the calf, sitting up nice and centered, and then bringing the left arm forward, turn the palm out. Inhale nice and deeply, taking left arm round to the left. Watch your fingers, going back as far as you can. Bring the hand to the floor, pressing up, looking towards that left shoulder. Couple of breaths there. And if you want to make the shoulder stretch a little stronger, taking your left arm around the back of the waist, grab a hold of the right thigh or the right side of the waist. Just make sure your both buttocks are nice and even along the floor. Focus on some deep breaths. Release, stretch the left arm out, and then on your exhalation, coming back slowly round to the front. Bring the arms down, just a little roll of your shoulders, and reverse. And then the reverse of that, so the other side, so you're going to have your left hand on your right knee, bringing the right arm forward, turn the palm out. Inhale deeply and slowly, bringing the right arm back slowly, watching fingers, place right hand to the floor, look over the right shoulder, deep breaths, and then taking your right arm around the back of the waist, grabbing the waist or left thigh, especially if you've got a long arm, but it also works that right shoulder, and deep breaths. Release, stretch the right arm back, and then slowly return back as you exhale. Lower the arms, once again, a little roll of the shoulders that we've worked reverse. Lean over towards the right. Just gently stretch the left leg out and then stretch your right leg out. And then have a good shake. Give the legs a good shake. Bend your knees, give your knees a little massage. They did good work a fair bit. Thighs, lower back, little massage too. And then this one's a nice releasing one for the back particularly. It'll do all regions of the back. You want the feet nice and wide apart, buttocks out, and we're going to grab down round about the ankles. Breathing in, extending the spine. On your exhalation, pulling forward, you can bring your arms over your knees if you can, and open up the hips a bit more, keeping the spine and the neck lovely and straight. It's a good groin stretch, this one too. Just taking some relaxed breaths in and out. Good. And release. Coming up and a little shake of the legs. Roll the shoulders and going the other way. All right, so done all those lovely spinal movements. We're going to do an opening up position because that's the one spinal movement that we didn't do in amongst all of those. And these ones are particularly good for strengthening the shoulders and the arms, and also it's a good core one as well. So we're going to do a tabletop position, so a little bit of a counter pose. So turning sideways and feet a little bit apart, and your arms with your palms on the floor behind you. You can have your hands in whatever position you want to. They can be fingers turned into the body, fingers turned to the side, or turned back, whichever way. Just be careful of your wrists particularly. This is quite a strong one, especially anybody who's recovering from broken wrists. Okay, so we're going to breathe in deeply and lift up the bottom, and then you're going to try and get your bottom up so that your thighs come to parallel to the ground. Tighten the buttocks, tuck the chin toward the chest. Really good toning for the arms and strengthening for the arms, shoulders and wrists. And then we're just doing a gentle rock forwards and backwards. Coming back to centre. So only for the strong-armed people, this one. You can come down and rest if you've had enough. So we're working our arms with this one. We're going to shift the weight over to the left arm, lock the elbow, breathing in, raising the right arm. Try and keep your thighs from sagging. And then exhaling, bring the hand to the floor so we come back into the centre, have a little rest in the centre. And then shifting your weight across to the right, locking the elbow, breathing in, raising the left arm. Again, try and keep those thighs up. Exhale, coming down, come back to centre, bring your bottom to the floor, and then come and sit comfortably. You can sit cross-legged if that's comfortable, or you can sit with legs stretched out, or even sitting on your heels if need be. And we're going to do a little shoulder, arm, wrist releasing sequence before we do our final sitting asana. So just first of all, a little shrugging of the shoulders. Alternately roll the shoulders. And then alternately the other way. And then relax the shoulders back and down. Bend your elbows, tucking them into the body. So this is our little wrist releasing sequence. So just up and down, nice floppy hands and working on releasing tension from the wrists. Also lubricating and loosening them. Back to centre and then a little side to side movement. Try and keep your spine nice and straight. And then rotating with the palms facing down. Rotate the other way. And then turn the palms up, and we do that flopping up and down again. And side to side. And rotating, this time palms facing more in the up position. Reverse. Squeeze into a fist. Stretch and spread the fingers. Relax, wiggle the fingers. Bring your elbows back into the body. Clasp your hands, palms together, and slowly creating a sideways figure of 8 movement of infinity symbol. And try and isolate that movement as much as you can to your wrists. And then reverse, drawing it nice and slowly. Reverse again and do a speeded up version of that. And reverse, speeded up version. And a little shake of the hands, squeeze in and out. And then gently release and stretch your legs out. Now, for the final asana movement today, we're going to do a cat posture on the all fours, and we're going to be working a lovely shoulder stretch, opening up again, shoulders, working the chest. And so coming up onto the all fours. So your hands under your shoulders, about hip width apart, and your knees also about hip width apart. Now, this one we're going to be doing, as I said, a shoulder stretch. And I want you to turn your right palm to face upwards and then slide the right hand down, passing beside your left knee. Continue sliding the right hand away as you start to lower your right shoulder onto the floor and then your head onto the floor. And at that stage, it should be relatively comfortable for your neck, but don't move your head. And you'll feel already getting this lower shoulder, the right shoulder, a good stretch. Now we're going to stretch the upper shoulder by breathing in, taking left arm up, taking it over behind you, and then grabbing a hold of the right thigh muscle and pulling that left shoulder up. And then just hold for a couple of deep breaths in and out, keeping your head nice and still so we're not going to jar or twist the neck in any way. We're just working on that lovely shoulder stretch. Release the left arm, stretch it up. Exhale, bring your left palm to the floor and breathing in, sliding the right hand back up, bringing your right hand onto the floor, coming back into cat posture. Just for a little bit of a rest, we're going to come into stretched pose of the child. So bottom comes back as close to your heels as you're able to comfortably go. Bringing the upper body down, forehead as close to the floor as you can. For those who are able to, you want to stretch out the shoulders, roll the shoulders out. If you are feeling it's just too strong for your shoulders, because it really is a good shoulder stretch, this one, you can do the bent forearm version. So bending the forearms, one forearm on the other, resting the forehead on the top forearm, and just close your eyes and relax. Otherwise, those who can, just getting that lovely shoulder stretch with arms extended. And then breathing in, slide the hands up, uncurl and come up slowly. You can either sit back on your heels or you can kneel up if you don't like sitting on your heels, especially if you have any issues with knees. So now we're going to do that shoulder stretching movement the other way, because we've got to balance the body up. So I'm just going to turn around the other way. And we're going to do that cat posture with the shoulder stretch movement from this side. So coming into cat posture, hands on the floor, spread the fingers, hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart, coming into cat posture. Turn the left palm upwards and sliding the left hand down until it passes just beside that right knee, and then you start to lower your left shoulder down as you keep stretching that left arm down. Bring the left shoulder to the floor, and then the head will just rest gently on the floor. Don't move your head, don't twist your head. So we want to keep that neck nice and still. The lower shoulder, the left shoulder should be getting a lovely stretch. So we're now going to do the top shoulder. Breathing in, taking the right arm up, exhaling, bring it back round the waist and try and grab a hold of the left thigh muscle. So you've got something to hold on to, and then pulling that right shoulder up as high as you can. Keep your head still, relax with some deep breaths in and out. Breathing in, so release, bringing the right arm up, exhaling, right hand to the floor, inhale, slide the left hand back up, coming into cat posture, and then coming back into stretched pose of the child, taking upper body down. Remember, you can do the bent forearm version if you prefer, just releasing and relaxing the shoulders. Close your eyes and taking some deep breaths in and out. Breathing in, slide the hands up, uncurl, coming to sit back on the heels or kneeling up if you prefer, and then let the shoulders relax back and down, and then come and sit back on your bottom and release your legs. A little shake, a little massage to your shoulders, up around the back of the neck as well. Top part of the shoulders and the lower part of the neck. Get into that with your fingertips and rolling the shoulders again and reverse. Alright, so that concludes the sitting part of this Heart Chakra Asana class. So once again, if you feel you'd like to have a little bit of a break before you do the final part of the class, which is just a very gentle lying down part of the class, and then you can follow that with the meditation should you wish to. So here we are back again to do the final part of this Heart Chakra Asana class. And this is the lying down part of the class. And we're going to be doing a couple of quite relaxed postures, but still working on opening up, releasing tension, particularly around the shoulders and the upper back area and the thoracic part of the spine. So the first thing we're going to do is roll down and just do our little releases. So again, a little support, such as a cushion or a little support for under your head if you need that support, is quite nice when you're in the lying down position. Bring your feet down to the opposite end of the mat, bending the knees, and place your hands on your thighs. Take a deep breath in, exhaling, tucking chin toward the chest. Draw the belly in, pull the pelvic floor muscles up, and peel slowly down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just try and keep those heels on the floor and really keep the core nice and engaged. Eventually, once your head is coming down onto the floor, if you do have a little support under your head, just adjust it so that it's in a good position. Release the legs and give them a little shake. Take a deep breath in, raising arms up and over your head. Arch and lift the rib cage. Again, this is a lovely shoulder stretch. Try and get the backs of the hands as close to the floor as you can. And open up the chest. A little bit of an arch to the lower back. So this is just almost a fish posture. It's a very, very gentle version of a fish posture. And then exhaling, bringing your arms down slowly. Bend your knees, place feet on the floor, tuck the tailbone under, draw your knees up and hug your arms over the top or under the knees. If you're pregnant, open the knees up wide, don't squeeze down with the knees together. And we're just giving that lower back a little stretch. Place hands on knees and then gently rotating them around slowly and smoothly. And reversing the direction of your circles. Coming back to the centre and then just rocking side to side with that gentle, very loose, relaxed, happy baby movement. And then coming back to centre, placing your feet on the floor, hip width apart, and we're going to do a very basic spinal twist. So tonight, the first of the postures I'm doing for the heart chakra is actually the spinal twist. We're going to start with the gentle version and then we'll do a stronger version for those of you who like a little bit more stronger work. Bring your arms out to shoulder height, palms on the floor if you can. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, taking your knees to your right and your head to the left, and try and keep your shoulders in contact with the floor and just relax there. A couple of deep breaths. Breathing in, bringing knees and head up to center, and then exhaling, taking knees to the left and the head to the right, and again just relax, just pressing both shoulders into the floor if you can. Inhaling, coming back to the center. So now we're going to do the stronger of these spinal twists. Bring your knees up towards your chest, a little bit stronger. Breathing deeply. On your exhalation, squeeze the knees in a bit more if you can, and slowly take the knees to your right, underneath your right arm, as high up as you can. Now with this one, is stronger on the shoulder, the left shoulder. We're trying to keep the left shoulder on the floor. If it's uncomfortable, bring your left arm down beside you. Otherwise, we try and keep it out to that shoulder height. Place your right hand on the top knee, holding it down, and slowly roll your head to the left, walking towards the left side. Deep breaths. It's lovely also working on the outer thigh stretch as well, even though that's not part of the heart chakra. And then stretching the legs out, and if you can, see if you can catch the big toes. And again, we want to extend that left arm, pressing the left shoulder down to the floor. And then release, bend both knees again, breathing in, roll back up to the center position. On your exhalation, squeeze the knees in and roll over the knees to the left, underneath that left arm, relaxing them down. Now this is where just trying to get that right shoulder down. But remember, if it's very strong for you, bring your arm down beside you. Never strain, just always work to your capacity.
clasping the top knee with your left hand, pushing it down, pressing that right shoulder down for those who are able to. Looking towards the right. And then stretching out the legs, clasp the big toes for those who are able to, or somewhere on the top leg, and just really stretching through this rib cage, upper back, shoulder area on the right side. It's also a good tummy massage. You feel that tummy on the left side, the abdominal area, so getting that solar plexus work as well. And then bending the knees, breathing in, roll up slowly, coming back to the centre. Place your hands on your knees and slowly rotating them around to massage into the lower back area. And then reverse. And then come back to the centre and release, stretching the legs out, a little shake of the legs. So now we're going to actually do a couple of versions of the fish posture. And the fish posture is just a really good one for opening up the chest. And so that's an expansion for the chest. So for this one, we're going to start with the legs stretched out and the feet on the floor, feet touching each other, palms on the floor. Just ease yourself up onto your elbows first and tuck them down. And then this one, it's quite nice to actually place your hands just underneath where the buttocks are and the elbows down on the floor. So from here, we're going to carefully take the head back, so just got to be a little careful of your neck, and bringing the top of your head to rest either on your cushion or on the floor, and feeling the chest opening up and getting that nice expansion. The rib cage expanding, just taking some deep breaths. Slowly bring your head back up. So we're going to take those hands out. We're just going to relax down, have a little rest. So you might just from there relax your arms, roll your head from side to side and back to centre. So now we're going to do another version of the fish, just a little bit stronger, just for those people who want a little bit more of a challenge. Once again, easing up onto your elbows and then coming up to sit up. And we're going to come into a cross-legged position. So just crossing or bringing the right heel to the groin, left heel in front of the right ankle, or any cross-legged position that's comfortable for you. And then place your hands on the floor and tuck the buttocks right under, and then begin to ease down onto your forearms. Bring the hands, so you can place your hands under your buttocks if you want to. I'm just going to keep my hands a little out. And then slowly taking the head down onto your cushion or onto the floor. Keeping the chest nice and raised. You can feel those rib cage, lungs expanding, just taking some deep breaths. Finally, little arm movement. Bring the palms together on the chest, and then extending the arms forward and fingertips on the floor. Bring the palms back onto the chest and bring the hands down, tucking the elbows under. So carefully bringing your head up first and then just relaxing back down. Coming back to a comfortable position for your head, so you want to just release the neck, so stretch the neck out, chin coming down towards you, and then release your legs, bring them up, stretch them out, little shake, relax your arms, and roll your head slowly from side to side and back to the center. Placing hands down, feet to the floor, tuck the tailbone under, draw your knees up, so we do this little hugging, squeezing movement once again. You can do under knees if it's more comfortable. And then circling. And going in the other direction. And coming back to the center. And then placing your feet further away from your body. So just have a look and see how far away my feet are from my body. We're going to just do a little bit of core work to come up. Not for pregnant ladies, this one, because it's quite strong on the belly area. So we're going to place the hands on the thighs. Take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, lifting your head and tucking your chin towards your chest. Press the lower back into the floor and press the feet into the floor. And then coming up just a little bit more if you can. If it's too strong for you and you can't get up any further, just roll back and then come up by rolling to your side. Coming up a little bit more, so engaging that belly a little more. Coming up a little bit more. And then slowly coming up all the way and coming back to sit. And so that is the conclusion of this Heart Chakra Asana class, and I hope you've enjoyed doing it. Just remember, you don't have to do the whole class all at once. It has worked out to be quite a lengthy class, but you can stop the video at the end of each section and come back and do the other sections at your leisure whenever you can fit in time. It's nice to finish off with a relaxation. If you're not having time to do the full meditation, that is a complementary meditation to this class, then please just lie down in Savasana for a few minutes with your eyes closed, focusing on mindfully breathing, and then continue on with your day or your evening as the case may be. So the complementary meditation for this class is the beautiful Heart Sutra meditation practice. So at whatever time you wish to do that, please come back and enjoy that meditation practice for the Heart Chakra. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much for viewing this video all the way to the very end, and I do hope that you've enjoyed it and that you derive lots of benefit from it. I'd like to just take this opportunity to ask you, if you haven't already done so, to become a subscriber to JD Healing Vibes. It's free, and all you need to do is press the icon which is now located within the video. It's on the lower right hand corner, and if you just press that button, you will become an immediate subscriber and you will get automatic notifications whenever I publish a new yoga or meditation video. I'd greatly appreciate it, and I do hope you continue to come back and enjoy wonderful yoga and meditation videos. Namaste.